Okay.
This is the Royal Kingdoms. Chapter 2. So in Chapter 2, before we actually start Chapter 2, in the first chapter, I forgot to talk about how people's species. So yes, most of them are human, but there are some werewolves, are some meeplas. They're you'll probably know what werewolves are. But meeplas are, if you don't know what meeplas are, they're basically cat, but people. So they're basically like people with a cat ear and tail, but they were born with the cat ear and tail, and they're not like headphones or like something what you can put on you. So they were basically born with it. Kind of with the werewolf, they were born with the ears and tail. So yeah, we got werewolf, we got meeplas. Yes, if you're born into the royal family, you if you have the royal family, whatever royal kingdom you have even a little bit of drop of that royal kingdom blood, you automatically have magical powers. But some people in their kingdom, they don't want to use the magic for evil, but some of them do actually want magic. So some of them are witches, but they don't actually work magic with their hands. They work it with a staff and potions. And they're basically like charm ones since there's no wizards, but there's only witches. So they don't actually do crazy stuff what the charm ones do, but they make spells and potions like the charm ones, but the charm ones actually have magical powers from their hands, and witches here do not have magical powers from their hand. But they can make a potion what gives them fireball powers. Anyways, but not many actually know how to do that. Only the ones who are friends with the royals have figured out how to make that, and not many witches are friends with the royals, but there is one in my kingdom, one in Ava's kingdom, who is actually friends. So she actually knows how to make the fireball potion. Anyways, her name is Lucinda. Also, I should have said this in Chapter 1, but some of my characters' name is from my favorite YouTuber. If y'all know, you'll know. Anyways, so, Chapter 2. So, we're skipping generation drama nonsense. Okay, so, Ava is no longer queen. There is a new queen in town, Ava's little sister, Emma. Yeah, Emma. Because Jason was like Amber and did not have anything with wanting to do with the royals, but they thought the magical powers were cool. Let me tell you who's like who. So, another reason why Amber, before we go on to Emma does not really have a lot of drama, but in her storyline, but the old queen, so Ava and Amber are werewolves. Ava always hid it from her mother, but Amber didn't. So that was their mother hated werewolves. So Amber did not hide it when she was young, so the mother knew about it. So that was another reason why she was not gonna become queen. But Ava wanted to become queen so bad, she actually hid it who she was for years until she had her third child. Let's just say that way. So yeah. And then also her fake twin Ian is also a werewolf.
Which kingdom are they from?
Everyone is so far from the Royal Blue Kingdom, what we're in, and what, the only person who's not now is the Prince of Royal Pastels, but now, Ava and him are dating. So yeah, there's 4 children now. There's Samantha, Sarah, Ryan, Aaron, and Raven. Literally, Raven is literally adorable. She literally has black raven hair, or with blue sparkling, no, what? I don't know. She got some bluish, brownish, sparkling eyes. Like, they look brown, but then they also kind of look blue. It depends. When she's underneath the sun, her eyes look blue, but when she's in the dark, her eyes look brown. Weird nonsense. But not really nonsense. Anyways, so, yeah. So, see now, Emma does not really have a personal life. She doesn't really have anything interesting happening. But the one thing what she does have interesting happen, she needs to, because they're coming in quick for age. By the way, these are basically years later, and everyone, all of Ava's children are actually close to becoming of age of the royal crown. So Emma needs to decide fast who is going to take the royal crown after her. Yes, she actually wants it for a few more years, but she doesn't really have any use for it. So the only thing what she actually has on her mind right now is figuring out who should be the next king or queen. So we got the oldest, Samantha. She's really smart and really caring, but like, she doesn't really have any interest running a kingdom. Then Sarah, she's she was like Ava. She was very modeler type, but Ava was nice. Sarah's kind of like meanish, like she's like not mean to people who are close to her, but anyone who's like, she doesn't even look how their appearance is, she's mean to them. So like, yeah. So the first one has no interest becoming queen, but she would be perfect, but she has no interest. Second one, definitely not a right fit. Now, the third one, he is actually dating someone. Not saying names right now. So yeah, he's dating someone right now. Then Raven is like gorgeous. She is basically, she's like perfect as a model, but she's kind as a flower. But then she likes, but she loves dresses, but also hates them at the same time. So, and then so definitely for Emma's option, the first 2 siblings are definitely a no. But then the youngest 2, she has no idea who she should pick. The one who will have a queen running, even though like she's not royal, but he is. But still, if they're married, well, they're not actually married right now. They're just dating. But if who Aaron is dating, if 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 he does get married to her, then she's allowed to live in the royal kingdom, but until then she's not allowed to really step foot for more than a day in that kingdom. So yeah, so he would be ruling for a long time alone. He's pretty nice, but then he's pretty interested in figuring out what he actually wants to do instead of ruling, but he wouldn't mind ruling. But then Raven is kind of like, she's always curious. She's always asking questions. She's like really smart, but she's really pretty. But but then she got some spice to her. And then, so Emma's actually thinking of making Raven the next queen because she is perfect. But then she has to think not about what she would want, but what about what the kingdom would want at the same time. But for like the twin thing, Queen Ava like did not really have a choice. Have like a perfect some girl who wanted to become queen person, or like someone who would probably destroy the kingdom person. So obviously you're gonna go with the one who does not want to destroy the kingdom if you're trying to be a good queen who's trying to give up her throne. Not really give it up, but pass it down to the next generation. So yeah, when Raven comes old enough, she actually becomes queen. Okay, I don't actually have any more chapters or story parts.
So we'll explain just briefly what, that way, this is basically your royal kingdoms.
Yes, so we'll round up, let's round this nonsense up. So once Raven becomes queen, she actually ends up always ruining the castle by herself because she can never find the right person. But she does end up adopting a cute little girl. She names her Rose. She looks exactly like her, except Rose is a Mifla. And yeah, so she becomes the next queen. But yeah, they basically upgrade their kingdom. Everyone starts to live happier. All kingdoms starts combined, and people like I don't know who, but some people are trying to kick people out of their kingdom, so they have all just making a bigger pastel rainbow. But now this pastel rainbow, they have just some areas for red, just some areas for black, just some areas for blue, just some areas for pink, and they live happy ever after, all combined. They're always having royal balls every Fridays. All the coming to be kings or queens are always having the time of their life. They're always like partying. I don't know. They all live happy ever after, or even though they have to merge all together, and four of them lose their kingdom, but then everyone just kind of expand the pastel kingdom, and yeah. Everyone lives happy ever after, but only the royal kingdoms and whoever was close with the royal kingdoms are now allowed to get into the pastel royal kingdom, because they built up a barrier so no one could hurt them. They made this big, and whenever they do renovate and make their land bigger, they just make the force field bigger, so no outsiders are allowed to come in and no one can leave. So yeah, they're a little happy ever after, has everything they need, every person they need, and their new generations. Yeah, they're basically living in paradise. And a thing where no human can enter, or Mifla or werewolf or witch can enter, because it's all of the royal kingdoms, all of their powers mixed up into a bubble, but they still have powers. But all the royal kingdoms combined it did a ritual, and now all of the royals have a bubble around, and whenever they outbuild, the bubble just expands with their outbuilding, so they all live happy ever after. That's all I got.
All right, so that was more or less like the brief of chapter 2 for your royal.
I don't got any more nonsense. That's everything.
No, I'm saying, but that was basically okay. So that's the
Chapter
highlights.
2 is the end story.
Well, I know, but I mean but it could be built on from there. So okay, anything else you want to say? Thank you for like, share, subscribe. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for hitting the bell. Thank you for a positive comment.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right. Bye bye.